Good morning, everyone. This video I'm going to be sharing with you how we do history using Story of the World for all grades and ages. This is a typical Monday. As you can see, while I'm doing our read aloud, the kids are just doing their own thing, and typically it's not this crazy, this chaotic, but this week was especially fun to really get their attention as I was doing our reading. So without further ado, let me kind of take you day by day as we complete Story of the World in about an hour to an hour and a half each week. So this is our history and geography for all grades for the week. Okay. Catherine, can you tell me something about what we read today? What did we read about? Then not remember. That she wanted to be a boy. Do you remember who she is? What's her name?
Can I quickly write this? No.
You can write the names of it. Huh? Hatshepsut, yes. Then, can you tell me about what we read today? Can you try to remember all the things that we talked about? Was Hatshepsut the first person we talked about?
No.
Who was the first? Hatshepsut's brother, father, uncle, great-grandfather.
Father.
Okay, it was about Hatshepsut's father. Do you remember what he did?
No. He was. I don't know.
Okay, why don't you tell me what you remember, Ben? Here, why don't I hold the card until you're done so that you can think about it.
We pretended to be a boy.
Why?
Because she wanted to be a pharaoh.
Were girls allowed to be girls?
No. No.
So what did she do?
She made herself look like a pharaoh
How?
by using mom's clothes.
By using men's clothes. Did she do something else?
I mean, she did it by using a man's beard.
A man's beard. She put a false beard on. That's very crazy. Hey Steven, can you tell me what we read about today?
Until y'all.
Can you start with Thutmose? Can you start with Thutmose?
Her father. So he conquered all of these parts of Africa, but he left Babylon because he was not the most of the people there. And so he died, and then Hatshepsut's brother became pharaoh.
Here, my daughter is working on her written narrations for what we read about. And then we move into our history read aloud, which right now we are reading about the Silk Road through the eyes of Sheng Li. I don't dare say a word. He tried to breathe slowly. He talked to his spirit father. He thought of old Cook. Useless. All useless. He remained furious at Ford's brother, but realized there was nothing he could do. So these are our letters from afar, and I'm just going to pull them out. Here's Great Wall of China. There's a little bit of India and Egypt. And so I'm just going to lay them out as an invitation. So we have kind of worn out Egypt when it comes to geography. We've drawn it by itself. We have drawn it within Africa. So today we're doing something a little different, and I've had the time to do it today. I did try to go to the library and get a book on Egypt just to kind of see what the land looked like and everything. Then I went, and our library didn't have any, but I did get to go to YouTube. And YouTube has a day in the life of an Egyptian, like 20-minute documentary, and then I have a little treat for the kids for afterwards. Well, I did a trusty Google search to find a dessert to go with our geography today, and they said baklava was an Egyptian dessert, and I know it's also not Egyptian. No, it's also Greek, and I know I got it from a Mediterranean place. So we're gonna do baklava. King Tut. Who was King Tut, Steven?
This is a king who died at 18 and his body became famous.
That must have first and it shuts that were powerful rulers, but we remember built. Why don't you build your Lego already? Pharaoh Amenhotep tried to change the way Egyptians worship their gods, and we remember the Pharaoh Tutankhamun because of the way he was buried. Amenhotep, many gods or one god? Amenhotep's father was a pharaoh, so when he died, Amenhotep inherited the throne. He became pharaoh around 1350 BCE. And once again, we are back with our reading. Yesterday I kind of explained how we did geography a little bit differently this week, but today we're back to our regular schedule of me reading aloud, and just here the boys are working on some Legos as I'm reading, and then we'll have our oral narrations. And again, my daughter is working on her written narrations. I was going to ask Ben, because it has to do, you're not in the don't worry. It has to do with he believed how many gods?
50. 1.
Okay, so there was Amenhotep. What else? You're not in there, so just let it be. Okay, so we'll watch it.
And that one guy.
What did the Egyptians believe?
In many gods.
We had like vocabulary words to go with it. Who remembers what they were?
What the heck got it?
Poly means many. Mono means one. Theistic is God. So from here, I've actually done another video on this, and it will be linked down below. But basically, I go around the table and I ask someone to tell me something else we learned, and I'm just putting it into a way that flows nicely, is well written insofar as possible, and then the younger grades will then copy it. Like I said, I have another video showing how I do this, and I will link that down below. But what I like to do is I like to start with the younger grades and ask questions, and then I work up to the upper grades. Alright, so let's kind of recap what we did this week, and like I've been telling you throughout the movie, it wasn't a typical normal week, but it wasn't at the same time, which actually makes it really awesome. So Monday, we read the first half of Story of the World. It's usually divided into 2 parts. Tuesday, and oral narrations afterwards. Tuesday, we do something that kind of brings the geography of it in. This week was a little unique in that, but insofar as what gets done, I would say that it's pretty accurate. Wednesday, we'll read the second half of our story of the world, and again, oral narrations are such a huge part of this, and that helps. Wednesday we'll finish that up, and the oral narrations really help solidify what we've been talking about, so that on Thursday we have what I was doing on the whiteboard, which is I asked the children, tell me what they remember, and then I put it into a way that when they copy it, so I have them do the narrations, but then I put it into a good format, for lack of a better word. Basically everything makes sense, it flows, it has good writing style, insofar as that I can do, and they copy that, and so they get a sample of what good papers should look like. And now I'm at the point where my daughter, who is working on 6th, 7th grade, she doesn't need to do that anymore because she can write her own. And I actually asked her to bring me her notebook. And the reason for that is so I can show you. So Amen Hotep, so she's got her first part, she's got the vocabulary words she puts in here. She talks about King Tut. And so we've got 3 pages here, again, grades 6 and 7. She can just, try not to rip it up. So she just sits down and rewrites. Now, in the video you saw her take the book, and the book, literally, she starts writing down how names are spelled. She'll be like, she won't get a fact right, and so I'll have her read that because I would rather have an open book test, if you will, and get the information correct rather than remember something incorrect. So that's how that works. The rest of the kids right now are just copying. What I have here is we did Africa, then we labeled Egypt, and then we have Egypt by itself. So geography will look a lot like this sometimes. I found this online. It's a printable, and we label things, and I highlighted what I wanted them to find and label. So what else do we have here? We have, I found a map of present day. Let's see. Emma, actually, you don't have much of the map stuff. So again, before I had them actually draw it out, we had one that we did. And then this was one of those ones that we like zoomed in. Like I said, we have really kind of done this one a lot. Little crescent. It looks like she doesn't have her China one, but that could just been me not being on top of it and didn't realize that she hadn't done it before I erased it. So that's kind of how those geography and written narrations. At the end of the video, you really didn't get much else beyond that because it was just what made it an unusual week was how resistant a lot of the students were to school that week. Oh well, you know, I worked with what I could. I kept it real for you, but still tried to make it manageable so that you can get an idea of how you could do history in less than, I would say, about an hour a week. I think it takes us about an hour once everything is done, maybe a little bit more with the readings. So we do have our read aloud that we do after each main lesson part every day, so we're working through Xing Li. With that book, again, this week was a little unusual in the fact that we didn't do reading every day. Usually we have a student that kind of helps me keep track of everything, and we didn't this week, and we got some sick, and we had just those attitudes that we're working on right now. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up so it's not too terribly long, but I hope that helps you. There's those bullet points that I had talked about, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.